too, I would say.
Yeah, I would too. I feel like the turtle style that Miya showed us on map 1 can work better here than on map 2. But at the same time, Creator can actually get a little bit creative with some of these builds and push in there.
Yeah, and of course, Miya first needs to get past the stage where potentially there could be a 2-base attack. I don't think Creator's going to do that, but he needs to at least not die to that if he wants to win this game.
Well, I think that is definitely a possibility, that he will not die to that. I think this game could go quite long again.
You know what I think Creator might be playing on this map? What he used to beat Slayer's Coca 3-0 in the TSL4 was he would open up with, I believe it's Void Ray 4 Phoenix. He would only make up to 1 to 3 sentries, 1, 2, or 3, and go straight into Colossi and take a third recklessly. Like, take a third with 1, 2, or 3 sentries, 5 Zealots, 2 Stalkers. And if the Zerg is playing purely defensively and droning up against Void Ray Phoenix, you do some damage, you try to deny the 4th for a while, and then Creator also has like an 8-minute 30 Twilight, which is kind of crazy, because it means he has Void Ray Phoenix, Stargate, Twilight, Robo Bay, all before the 9-minute mark, as well as a third. But it works really well when the Zerg is turtling. You get a lot of map control, you do some damage, and then you do this 14-minute timing with Blink Stalker and Colossi, and he beat Coca 3 times with that.
That's pretty sick. God, I think I actually missed that match. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. So many matches nowadays, man. Hard to keep up.
It's kind of cool. Don't you feel good being saturated?
God, yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy with it. Well, Creator has made... I already know a good deal of what he's going to do here. This is obviously going to be... it's going to be a Forge Pass expand with the Forge in the main.
Yeah.
And, of course, with the Forge in the main, it's going to be very hard for Zerg to know exactly what's going on with the Forge. Now, Creator has used builds like this a lot, and of course, it's nice to be able to hide that Forge, but he does some double Forge builds with this that are really interesting. He'll start with some pressure with some Zealots and Stalkers, just chrono boosting them out of his gateway, go into like a really early second Forge, and get a Warp Prism out. And with the Warp Prism, try to keep Zerg off his back while he takes his third, and then he has the most unbelievable upgrades for, I don't know the minutes all that well. I'm not so good at the actual minute times.
I think he can get to like 3-3 Stalkers at 14, 15
something
minutes.
Like that. And, I mean, when he moves out with that actual army, I mean, it's pretty frightening.
Yeah, it's going to beat everything except a very big Infestor Broodlord composition already. You would want to have 10-minute Hive against that.
But will Miya do something like that?
Exactly.
I mean, it's hard to look at that because that's why he's hiding the Forges. You know, he doesn't want you to know that he's going for this massive upgrade thing. And by the time that you realize 2-2 is done, I mean, you're already in trouble. You've already chosen your path.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is usually Zerg takes like this instinctive evaluation of your army. They know Protoss only ever upgrades attack upgrade in the early stage of the game. So they're going to look at the situation and they're going to say, I see your army, I see what I have. Oh, those links almost got in.
Oh, that's some fancy micro right there.
Yeah, nice job by Creator. But anyway, Zerg takes this instinctive evaluation of the situation and says, with my army that I have and with what you have, I can go do a kill move on your third because you don't seem to have enough. They're going to come with like sometimes 200 Roach Max, sometimes they do like the Ling Mass Infested Terran drop. You having 2-2 Stalkers right there at that moment can make them evaluate the situation wrongly. Yeah. I've seen Zergs like kill themselves on my 2-2 upgrade army when I do this strategy because they just don't expect your army to be that resilient. It's kind of funny.
It is so true. Now, if he's going to go for that, we should be seeing +1 pretty soon here. But at the same time, Miya is going to be aware of Creator and his type of play, I would think. Probably. So, hiding the Forge and then not going for Forge play, because nowadays when you see this, it's getting a little bit more popular. Zergs aren't 6 pulling as much as they used to. They aren't 10 pulling as much as they used to. So, if you don't see the Forge, you're going to think, okay, there's +1s on the way.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a mind game like that. I mean, it could be, because I feel like he should have started +1 already with this build.
Yeah. So, but he's going to go Stargate.
Okay.
My call so far.
All right,
It's doing okay. Usually you can actually start Forge upgrade before you make the Stargate, and then you're going to just get only like 5-second delay on it. But instead, Creator's choosing to make that sentry earlier on. and it might be because he wants to actually get more energy retention on that sentry, since he's not planning to make more than 1, 2, or 3. Maybe just 1.
It definitely could be, and +1 does start. In fact, he could do a move like we've seen some players, for instance, Seed do, where you get out not 1 Void Ray but 2, harass lightly with it, and go into a high count sentry, like 7 or 8 of those, into Blink Stalker +2. And that's one of my favorite builds for this map, to be perfectly frank.
But he did that with the Gateway expansion.
He did it with a Stalker.
And I
You're
tried
very
it.
good, Grubby. You're very good.
It's I actually don't think the build is that good, but it confuses the Zerg sometimes.
Oh,
and whenever
you
do confuse the Zerg, that is very good. And that's why it's so smart when you can use that to win the game.
Well, we're going to see in a second what his second unit is out of that Stargate. Probably going to be the Phoenix, but he is adding some more gates here. No Twilight yet. The Phoenix does start, so we are going to see this light harassment at the minimum. And down goes the Robo. You might be right about this build using TSL.
Yeah, and I think with the Forge upgrade timing, I remember that the Twilight was around 8 minutes, and it looks like his resources are going to line up so freaking perfectly.
Watch. It is going to happen. Look at that +1. Look at the Robo. I feel it.
Look at the
right.
resources.
He's going to use this standby build to use against Coca. Come on.
We're just going to not say anything until the Twilight
starts. We're going to ask the Observer to take off the production app. Okay, he made the Twilight.
Can you pause the game and tell Creator to make Twilight? No, he hasn't made it yet.
No.
But he is moving to the 3rd for a Nexus. And I think there's only 1 sentry in that composition.
Two sentries
and a bunch of Zealots.
Well, this is a healthy little group of Zerglings walking down there. That's going to be a little bit annoying, but not enough to kill him off. He does warp in a couple more sentries. Still no Twilight going on, but again, this might just be... A lot of times people have a build, like a pro gamer will have a build that's very good and it wins, but then maybe playing it more and more, they find a slightly better way to do it. So that could be, it's kind of maybe a little variation.
I don't know if this is a better way to do it. I think he might not have done the build for a while and forgot a little bit of an element. Like the muscle memory got a little bit replaced by other types of strategies. Because I feel like he's bringing this build back for this game, as I predicted he would do, just based on how everything went. And he just didn't do it in the last 100 games or so, or 500. And that's why the Twilight is a bit late.
Well, I have to say, that's kind of a significant mistake. That's actually putting his +2 attack way behind.
Yeah, like, he's going to now do a timing when his +3 is like halfway. Yeah. And he's going to be like, well, it'll finish for my 3rd reinforcement wave, something like that.
Well, that is going to mess him up a little bit on this strategy. Not going to be as powerful as what he used against Coca.
Now, Miya is going to go up to 78 drones, a very healthy count, and he's starting a Spire, so his hive should follow momentarily. The first infestors are about to pop out, 1-1 upgrades are about to... Actually, 0-1 is ready for Zerglings, and he's going to do attack upgrade for Zerglings as well.
Well, infestors are going to be popping out, as you mentioned, Grubby, and... Now, do you think that he's going to try to actually get aggressive? I feel like this is complete defense.
For Miya?
Only thing, I feel like Miya has no choice right now but to try to weather the storm that is coming. Because, I mean, this is a pretty quick 3rd by Creator. He's been flying around with those Phoenixes and Void Rays. They haven't been, like, huge boons to him, but they've killed a little bit. They've killed a little bit off.
A little bit.
Not exactly what you want to do with them, but still. But Miya, can he even hold that 4th base when this comes? I feel like he's going to have to withdraw to his 3rd.
I think you're right, Artosis. I think that's an excellent evaluation of the situation. He probably will lose this 4th. It's like a sacrificial 4th, and then going to have to try and make a stand at the 3rd. In fact, you might almost suggest making the spines not at the 4th. He's probably going to feel inclined to, but if he does that, Creator's going to go to the natural and kill him.
I think I have to completely agree with you, in which case it either has to be a base trade or what do you do? It's a terribly bad scenario. In fact, those Lings, did they see the Colossus?
Yeah.
I think they did. So
he was hiding the Colossi, and that's smart because that would mean no Corruptors. As like last game, he didn't show Colossi, and Miya was like, well, I'm going to go Spire. Oh, no Colossi, I cancel my Spire. The very millisecond he saw the Colossi started 7 Corruptors. That's how you see how important it is both to hide the Colossi and to scout for him.
And, you're even more right than you know about the counterattack on the natural if he builds the spines down at the 4th. because that natural actually has a macro hatch as well. So like if he goes and kills the natural, even if he keeps the 4th life, he's basically dead.
There's no more production for Miya.
That's it. That's literally almost 2/5 of his production, I guess exactly, right? So that could be pretty rough. He is starting to put some spines on there, not a lot. Not enough, I would say, and in the wrong location. So I'm a little bit nervous for Miya here.
And you see, guys, Creator is at 69 probes. He made 3 more than he usually does. He usually is very succinct with that 66 probe, just the exact amount of a 3-base all-in. And he's moving out at 14 minutes, like we said, and his 3-0 attack is halfway. Normally, it could have been 75%.
Yeah, and I mean that would be huge, especially we have this 5th Colossi, actually 4th Colossi, sorry, popping out just now, and with that +3 attack makes a gigantic difference.
Yeah.
As well as even targeting down Corruptors. I mean, every little bit of it is important, and he is going to hit the first engagement before that's done, no matter how many times he chrono boosts it.
Yeah, that's true. Hive right now, it's almost the 15-minute mark. It's about to finish. Will still take 40 seconds more or so. Then there's still Great Aspire production. Then there's still, whatever else comes after that, usually making of Broodlords.
He's waiting for that +3. Like,
yeah.
He's just not moving, but here we go. The first engagement
this is very ill-advised by Miya.
No way he's breaking through that. Beautiful force fields do go down. He is targeting down on Colossus as quick as possible, but that's 4 Colossus, and +3 attack is about to finish. He'll kill 1 off, and then have to retreat, losing so much.
You know what? Miya was killing attack move with Void Rays and Phoenixes.
Oh, God. Oh, that's so bad. And you're actually right. He attack moved, and then the Void Rays and Phoenixes came back. They were actually out of position at the beginning, so
he killed only 1 Colossus. It was kind of understandable what he did. It's kind of like old school ZVP. You don't want to wait for that engagement. You first want to kill and then remax. But it's not okay how he did it.
Yeah.
Against force fields at the ramp, not killing enough Colossi, and now he doesn't have enough Corruptors to take this out. Creator is definitely going to be able to do very well in this fight. Some random force fields being thrown up, and the Corruptors are shooting down Colossi, but it's not about the Colossi anymore. It's going to be about the Stalker reproduction. Creator is at his 3-0. He's doing some fancy Blink Micro, and all the units are evaporating for Miya. He's reproducing Zerglings. But Zerglings alone are not going to be able to do it, no matter if they have adrenal glands. Creator pushing in now, killing that 4th, and Miya needs to draw back. He can't keep throwing these tiny armies.
He does have to pull back. And again, this is what we were talking about before, especially after that last battle. This was not a holdable 4th. Maybe it would have been if he hadn't done that last engagement. I still don't think he quite would have. But still, this is a gone and dead base. He has to pull back, be a super turtle, and go into Broodlord, but he only has 3 Infestors left, and that is not enough.
Yeah, that's not enough when your opponent has 3-1 Blink Stalkers, 200 supply. You can just blink under the Broodlords, ignore everything else, kill them first, then blink out, reproduce, and you can win the game. Miya absolutely needs to sacrifice this 3rd. He can't hold it. His Broodlords are only halfway. He's trying to hold it.
Some good links around, but it doesn't matter. The blink cooldown is already there. Just blinks back. A few Zealots mixed in. It just gets kind of gross. It does have like 4 or 5 Broodlords right now. More Infestors on the way, but it's just nothing is enough here, and he's engaging with just a piece of his army.
And now the Broodlords are too far ahead. They're in range of the Stalkers, and Creator's going to blink in pockets of his army to take down those Broodlords. There's only 3 Broodlords left, and he's trying to stutter step micro them, but everything on the ground is dying. There we go. Broodlord number 4 is down, and it's just those 2 Broodlords taking pot shots at the Stalkers, but Creator's production is completely unaffected. He can warp in 10 Stalkers at a time, and Miya is being taken down by this tried and tested strategy of Creator here.
Yeah, this is pretty great, man. WCS releases replays. I will be stealing this upon returning back to Korea. Really cool build, and Creator doing a very good job aside from missing that Twilight timing.
But then Miya attacked and just gave him exactly what he needed.
It's so true, and that's one of the tough things. How can you watch every game and know everything about every player and their different builds if you also have to practice all the time? And he just wasn't prepared for this build out of Creator.
Yeah, and for Miya, he must have felt a bit uncomfortable. GG. Now he feels uncomfortable, but he must have felt uncomfortable that he felt obliged to attack. He said, I don't want to wait till you're totally ready with everything. You're not attacking, so that must mean you're not ready yet, right? Actually, he was ready.